Client got 162K in funding for his company. And I'm about to break it all the way down. I'm going to show you which personal credit cards he got, exactly what his profile was looking like, all the other relevant data points that you need to know in order to steal my client's strategy so you can get 162K in funding for your company too. And if you stick all the way into the end, I'm going to show you exactly which banks that we went to and how much funding we got from each and every bank that we had on his funding strategy that we custom tailored, made and created for him, and then we executed and got him funded. So without any further ado, let's get it. What's going on? It's Colin Brown here from Business Credit Unlimited. I'm back. All right. So make sure before we even move any further, stop playing. Make sure that you go ahead and like the video now because you're already on here. You want more of these videos. This shows me that you like the video. You like videos about business funding, and it helps the algorithm. Come on, y'all. It's free. I ain't asked y'all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, just like the video right now. And if whether you're a newer viewer here or you're someone that's watched other of my videos, make sure that you also hit the subscribe button so we can keep this thing going too as well. And you can see when I upload because normally it's not at the exact same time every single week. So, and also cut your notifications on too as well, speaking of that. But now, let's jump down to it. Now, here is the client. It actually says here 150. Let me change that. So it actually was 162,500. I said in the opening 162K because it sounds better, but it was really 162,500. So let's talk about exactly where, well, again, which banks the client went to. I hear this out, which banks the clients went to, and all the relevant information that we need to know. So let's get down to it. Let's not waste any more time. Now look at the client's credit scores. It's one of the first things that I want to talk about. You notice here that two of his bureaus are actually only 720 and 721, and his Experian is 791. Now, why is that? It's because of the derogatory accounts that we see here. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I do want to talk about credit score. So a lot of times you'll hear me say you need at least a 700 plus credit score. Really, the lowest I like to see is 720. And even if I see a 720, like show me a 720 credit score and I'll show you something that needs to be optimized on that individual's profile, at least for business funding. A 720 for buying a house, buying a car, renting an apartment, something like that is going to get you in the door. No problem. More than likely, depends on, of course, what's on your profile. But for business funding, 720 really normally means that there's something else going on. You either have too high of credit utilization, you have an old derogatory account or accounts that's still lingering on your credit reports, or your credit history is shorter. And that was the case here. So you do have to be careful. If you're floating around that 720, it is important to understand where you are at and exactly what you need to work on before you go for business funding. Okay, it worked out in this point, or at least in this client's case, but that's not always the case. And I'll show you why in just a second here. Now, oldest personal credit card. I always tell you guys this, especially on these type of case reviews. I always tell you, if you're coming to the table, you're looking for business funding, you're looking for 50, 100, 150, even up to 200K plus or whatever have you, you're going to want to bring something to the table. What does that mean, Colin? What's something to the table? You're going to want to bring a data point like this where you've had personal credit cards for several years, right? So this is almost 10 years that this client has had personal credit cards. Why does that help? Because if you're going for business credit cards, the most common product, or at least the product with the most similarities from a business credit card, is a personal credit card. And if you've shown that you've managed personal credit cards for 10 years, then it's way more likely that you'll be approved for business credit cards, right? On the business side, because you've shown that you can handle those personal credit cards. That again is the most similar product, which we call comparative credit. Over 524, no. This is another important, very, very important data point, your highest credit limit. if your highest credit limit is under 5,000, you need to be doing whatever you need to do in order to get that up. So if your highest credit card is only 1,000 right now, you need to be adding a new card. You need to be going for a credit limit increase, something to that nature where your highest one of your however many cards you got. Say you got five. I mean, out of each one of your individual cards, you're gonna want that to be over 5,000, 5,000 or higher. Really, that's minimum because I like to see higher than 5,000. But if you're at 5,000, you still can make it work. You just want to be cautious. Like the other data points need to be looking good, right? You don't want to be right at the minimum for everything. Like you don't want to be just making it with score, just making it with credit history, just making it with limits. You still got a derogatory or two on your reports. Your business is brand new. Don't expect to take all of those different things and then get massive funding with that. But if you're someone watching this and you do have, you got the 790, you got the 800 plus credit score, and you just need to optimize it, that's when you work with someone like me. So you can go ahead and go straight to it, because the cool part about this client is he got this 162 500 in about 45 days. Well, he got 150K of this, actually around 150K of this in less than 30 days. So if you're already optimized, or at least you're in a position to be optimized, which, there's a lot of different variables that would make up what qualifies as being in a position to be optimized. If you're picking up what I'm putting down here, then you need to go ahead and get on it, because it won't take long. It doesn't take long at all. Now, derogatory items. So you see here that the client actually has, he actually had a late payment and a collection on Equifax, and then a late payment on TransUnion, which is normally like red flags. But here's the things you need to know about derogatory items, specifically late payments, or any derogatory really, but especially late payments. Don't go for funding if you have any late payments within 2 years. Unless you have an amazing relationship with the bank or something like that, it's going to hold you back. You're going to get lower limits, or you're just going to get denied altogether, and you're going to be wondering why it's happened. There's a lot of people, I don't know what it is about this. I don't know what it is. It's something I tell people all the time, and they just think I'm just saying it for no reason, I guess. I don't know what it is. But if you see someone getting funded, just know, and especially for higher limits, they either have late payments or some type of derogatory information that's been longer than 2 years, or they don't have it at all. So you may see somebody else and like, oh, they probably ain't got this going on. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. So I tell people this. This is what I was just getting at. I'll tell people this, and they'll still apply, by themselves, or they'll still just think it's okay. We still should be able to apply and get approved, right? I still should get this amount, right? No, you got a late payment just 3 months ago. Or whatever the case. You got a new collection. Work on those things first. There's nothing wrong with having it, right? Well, something wrong. You won't get funded. But from the standpoint of it is what it is. It's on there. It doesn't make you a bad person or nothing. Just take care of it. Take care of that first, right? Because you've been sitting around. You've known you've had it for 3 months. You've known you've had it for a year, but you ain't did nothing about it. Like, you need to understand the magnitude of these things. One collection for $500 on your personal credit reports can cost you $50K. So one collection that's $500 can cost you $50,000 in business funding. And what can you do with $50,000 for your business? If you're in a transportation business, that could be a whole new vehicle. That could be a whole additional income stream for you. If you're in a service-based business, that could pay for more staff, right? You could build a team with that $50,000. You can pay for advertising and marketing with that $50,000. If you're in real estate, that could be $50,000 that you use for your next deal. This is costing you a lot of money, so make sure you pay attention to these things. Don't take it lightly that you have a collection, that you have a late payment that just popped up. Okay, especially with them student loans. With them student loans, I don't know if y'all been seeing it or not, if it's happened to you. Let me know in the comments if this happened to you. Those late payments are popping up on those student loans, so you need to pay attention to that too as well. Make sure you go log in or call your student loan providers if you had them, and make sure that your payments are up to date, because they hit you with like 90-day lates, straight off the bat. Me personally, I had to wait 7 full years for my late payments because I had late payments on my student loans. When I was getting personal credit cards and everything, it didn't really matter. I was good. But when I started going to the business side, I was like, oh, hold on now. I'm getting lower limits and stuff like that. But, I was one of those people that I had to realize too, like having a clean profile matters greatly. And I had to wait my full 7 years. And I was in credit repair. I was removing my clients with the exact same student loan provider, same situation. I was able to remove a lot of theirs, but I tried everything. They didn't want to remove mine. And at least I know I was putting effort into it, but I really just waited because I don't know. I have patience like that. It's like it is what it is with me. But either way, student loans. So I'm going on a few rants here. This is where I'm getting at, though. This is the lesson to take away. Let me summarize it real quick. Number one, if you see you have a 720 or lower and you are looking for business funding, you're looking for the higher numbers, especially anything past 50K, recognize what it is that you need to work on. Okay. And if you don't have that and you're already at a 780, 820, or whatever it is, and you're ready for business funding, then what you waiting around for? You need to make a choice. And, you're seeking business funding. You need it to grow and scale your company or start it. Don't wait around. Get with me. We're going to go ahead and get you funded, or do it yourself. Go with somebody else. Whatever the case, whatever you're going to do, you need to make a choice. All right. Don't just sit around. And if you have late payments, again, just know if it's within 2 years, just take 2 years off the calendar date. Right now it's April 2025. Go April 2023. And if you have anything within that time gap there, just know it's going to be a lot harder for you to get funding. All right. Maybe, even impossible, depending on how long it's been, especially if it's only been like 1 month. Don't even try it. Don't try it. If it's under like 6 months, don't try it. Take that time and actually work on that late payment first. Now, total accounts. And by the way, this client, I need to mention this. These are all really late. Like these accounts are gonna fall off like in a year, like by next year. So it's really old. So in this case, it worked out for them. But I'm telling you, they within 2 years. Don't try it. But don't take my word for it. Just do it yourself and see what happens. Don't take my word for it. Total accounts, we like to see at least 10. This client met the criteria there too as well. So we're good to go. Here's a few notes. Client lives in Florida. So we did go by the selection of banks that are available in Florida. The business is only 2 months old. The client does have a good profile, though. That's what I'm saying. And he also has, he has reserves and cash. When you have a newer business, like don't come to the table with a brand new business, 700 score, higher utilization, still got late payments and all that type of stuff. Like you definitely want to pay attention to that. Like you want to bring something to the table, so you have to work on your other variables. And if you don't know what's acceptable and what's not and how much funding you can get, you can at least schedule a call so we can look at it together and say, okay, you're here at this point. I've seen clients with similar situations get this amount. Because I see it reverse all the time. I see people that think that, oh, yeah, I'm about to get like 250K. But I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it's about 50 to 100. And I see people that's like, oh, it's like 50 to 100. Maybe I can get. And I'm like, yo, this could be 250K or 200, based on your situation. So it is good to have someone that actually does this every single day. And this is what they do to analyze and see where you are. But anyways, we talked about the older late payments. So another key thing that I want to talk about is the client's credit utilization. Now, the client's credit utilization right now is only 1%. Total credit cards will be 63K, almost 64, and the highest credit limit will be 26,700. Now, when it comes to that, all right, this client did not come in this smooth like this with just 1%. His utilization was actually around like 30%. So we had to go get a personal loan. We had to get a personal loan to lower his utilization, which helps out a ton, right? Why does that help out? When you get a personal loan to pay off your cards, it's a form of debt consolidation. And why would you want to do that? Like, oh, I'm adding a new account. I want to get a personal loan. I'm going for business funding. You better use your tools. You ain't got no credit score like you over 700 or whatever, whatever the case, 750. You don't have that score for nothing. It's time to use it to leverage to get money from the banks so you can do what you need to do for your company. All right. That's why you always got to think your credit is a tool to be used. It's not a trophy. It's not to be looked at. All right. Now, anyways, So the client came in about 30% utilization. We needed to lower that down to go for funding. So we went for a personal loan. All right, we got him 30K. He used that to pay down his cars. And once they reported, we were good to go. All right, that's how that works. And why would you want to do that? That's what I was getting at. Number one, you're going to more than likely lower your monthly payments. You're already paying on your cards. You're already paying on them. So it's not like you getting this personal loan is just adding something you know nothing about. You're already paying money. So your minimum payments that you're paying every month, if you have a balance on your cards, say if your minimum payment is $500 or maybe like $700, if you got to add up those minimum payments. Sometimes it's just 100 here, 200 here. You add it up like, dang, I'm paying $650 a month on minimum payments. But either way, say if it's $700. Normally, our clients see anywhere from $150 all the way to $300 that they save every single month, depending on the lender that we go to and the interest rate that we get on the personal loan that we get, so they can take that and pay down on their cards. So number one, you'll be able to lower your utilization and go for funding. Number two, you're going to be saving money every month on the minimum payments because you'll be making that payment to just one consolidated source, that personal loan, versus paying, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cards. And then three, again, it gets you in the door faster and you're saving on interest. So it's a win-win-win situation. But you do need to know which banks to go to for that, how much to get, things like that. And that's what we analyze on an individual basis with all of our clients. But that's one thing that I wanted to go over. Now, here's for the fun part. Let's talk about which banks that we went to. Before we even go there, again, if you ain't hit the like button, go ahead and do it for the YouTube algorithm. Hit the like button right now. I'm not playing. All right. Hit the like button. Now let's go in. So like I said, you had the personal loan start from the top. This is the order I believe that he got the funding in. Now, personal loan was approved. He actually took no L's. Meaning it's not an L. I don't call it L. If a client don't get approved, it's like, it's an L. But I'm just saying it because it sounds funny. But the client took no L's. He didn't get denied for anything. So first things first was 30K. We got that in. And then with Chase, the client actually got 65K with Chase. So a 50K approval and then a 15K approval. All right. And then with American Express, he did 45K. All right. And then with Truist Bank, only a meek 2,500. However, client is cool with that because he'll be able to build that up with Truist Bank. I have blurred out the next two banks for him because, hey, y'all can't see everything. But also Bank of America, we got exactly 20K on the spot with Bank of America. And you add that up, that's 162,500. So that's exactly which banks we went to. We did our personal loan, Chase Bank, American Express, Truist, and then Bank of America. So sometimes it looks very simple like this. Like these they look like common banks, but this was all tailored for the client. And you see the limits that we were able to get. That's also what we specialize in. It's not just the bank because we know how to get money from every bank. It's just about how you go about it, how you structure yourself, the relationship that you have with the bank that would allow you to get the highest limits possible. But again, we base that on an individual basis. No one's exact funding strategy looks exactly the same because which state that you're in, your personal credit cards and personal credit history, your business relationships and business history, all that plays a huge determining factor and factors on which banks that we go to and the amount that you would get approved for. So this is a client's funding strategy. You can steal it. There it is. All right. So that's pretty much it. Those are the few things that I wanted to go over on the personal side to get you ready for the business side and some of the other things that I wanted to go over. What questions do you have for me? Make sure that you put it in the comments below. And this is going to be my third time, but I'm going to say it again. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe because guess what? We keeping these funding videos coming every single week and we not letting up. All right. See y'all in the next one. Peace.